What's going on, everybody? I'm here in the main square in the beautiful city of Venice, Italy. And in today's video, I want to talk to you about over-tourism. I've heard so much in the news lately that Venice is overcrowded, overpopulated, and there's a severe problem with tourism here. So let's walk around and talk about that today. Okay, so I'm here in the heart of Venice, and it is late May right now, which is just like the beginning of peak tourism season. So over the next month or so, it's really going to start picking up and getting even more crowded than it is today. But the first thing I want to talk about is that I've read a lot of articles lately that are talking about over-tourism in the world. A lot of places like Bali and Spain, Italy, all these types of places are seeing too many people coming and visiting, and it's causing problems in the city. And Venice is right at the top of that list that I've seen. And I find it pretty true so far. I've been here 2 days, and these main areas are definitely really crowded. As you can see. But the first thing I want to talk about then is this new implementation they've made where during the summertime and on weekends especially throughout the year, they've started implementing this tax for tourists who are coming into the city. So if you're not staying on the island itself, before you enter each day, you have to pay a 4 or 5 euro fee to come on. And I've checked it out, and every bridge in the morning today, it's a Saturday right now, every bridge had someone at the front who was checking tickets and making sure you paid. And if you didn't pay, they were directing you to an office where you had to get an official stamp saying that you could come into the city. And this has been kind of met with a lot of backlash because people are saying that it's a public space. And if you start charging someone to enter a city, it's kind of becoming like a playground for tourists or an amusement park where it's just not a public space, then a city where people would want to live and be from and be proud of, because now it's almost like a Disney World or something like that. Tourists pay to enter. So I found that pretty interesting. And that was one of the first things that they started doing now to really fight this problem. Birds are everywhere around me right now. Wow, okay. I almost just got pooped on by a bird. All right, and the other thing they've also done is they're starting to limit the number of people allowed in tour groups. It was something like 20 or 25 people now is the maximum, because I know that before they're having a lot of cruises coming in or big groups that were kind of being too crowded, and it's kind of a narrow city, so it's causing a lot of traffic jams and problems. And as you can see, as soon as I leave the square going down the alleyways, you're kind of met with a lot of people here. There's also a tax for staying in Venice as well, per person in the room, per night. So we have 3 people staying in the Airbnb we have, and per night per person we had to pay 4 euros, so we're staying 3 nights, so it's 36 total, 12 euros a person, on top of that other fee to enter the city. So it's really an extra $10 per day if you think about it, which may or may not impact your decisions on coming here, but it's just valuable information to know. I think that it's definitely a very beaten path type of city though. So people kind of seem to be following each other and all crowding in the same alleyways, the same places to get gondola rides, all that stuff. But if you kind of try and forge your own path and find more secluded places, you can do that. Definitely near like the entrance bridges and stuff, everyone kind of flocks towards this main square I was just at. But as soon as you kind of start getting out, you see there's like a beautiful alleyway here, much more peaceful and quiet. So it is nice, but I'm not sure if in the main season in June into July how it is. I don't think I would come at that time, because we were talking to some people here, from local people, and they're saying that it gets really hot, really humid, and even more people are here, so it's hot, even hotter, basically. But you can see, I came a few blocks away, and now it's a much more chill environment. It's really beautiful when you start looking up and see the balconies with the plants, and it's really nice. The Aperol spritzes are flowing. But I will say that you often do see large groups. You see people walking with headphones in, doing their walking tours and listening to guides, and especially near the gondola areas and all that, there's a lot of people. And you're quick to kind of come back to the beaten path of the city. Okay, traffic jam here. And the gelato places are really full today. But you can see it is beautiful. There go some gondola tours. But I'd say if you're claustrophobic, sometimes it's definitely a bit much. With the rise of social media, it's been such a rise in tourism as well. What I feel bad about is that and another issue with that tourism stuff is that it's definitely pushing, or at least pricing out, a lot of the local people. As more people come here, digital nomads, more people who want to make this their homes, it kind of pushes the locals out. And maybe there's less jobs here, or there is higher rent prices and they can't afford to live here on the salaries they make locally. And surprisingly enough, this is actually my first ever time in Italy. I've visited 44 countries now, and Italy is my 44th. And I kind of feel like a lot of people visit Italy early on in their traveling careers, I guess you'd say. In their travels, they often go to Italy. And here we're getting out towards the water. It's absolutely beautiful here in Venice. It is a stunning place. I really wish I could have visited this city in the early years, way back in time, before I was born, well before, and visited before it got hit with so many people, so many tourists, because I'm sure it was amazing. Here's the ferry boats. Like, it's such a cool place. Like, the idea of there not being cars and everyone uses boats to get around is such an awesome idea. I love that. And I guess it's not an idea, it is a reality here. So. Up ahead here, I'm going to go towards one of the main bridges that lots of people go to. It's often called Instagrammable.
You're not going to get your money's worth. You're not, in terms of like drink.
Right, you really hear a lot of English around here.
That was actually better.
And if you're watching this, in the comments below, let me know if you've been to Venice or what you think about this walking tour. How does it seem? Just your general opinions. I'd love to hear more. I always like to interact. starting to get towards a bottleneck. But also, I haven't even mentioned yet the food in Italy. Absolutely amazing. In the last 2 days, I've had some of the best pizza and pasta I've ever had. You can see here, there's a line to take pictures in front of this bridge. Everyone's kind of lining up to wait their turn. It's a beautiful spot. That's how you know it's crowded, when people start forming lines of their own accord for pictures. There's suitcases. I've seen so many people with suitcases, and it's like very difficult to carry them around here because of the bridges and just the way the layout is. It's always pretty funny. Okay. I'm gonna go up this bridge in a second. Go this way here. This is like a tourist strip. You can buy all your like magnets and all your goods that you want. Okay, yeah, the top of this bridge is really full. I'll try and get to the view. Let's see. Alright. And here's this guy carrying that. Let's check out the view.
Lisa!
Gorgeous. See that? A lot of bumping into each other. I'll come up to a string of restaurants here. I would hate to work here because there's all these places outside and the restaurants on the right. So the servers have to keep cutting through groups of people with food and drinks and everything. And obviously, places become overcrowded or have overtourism problems because of how beautiful they are. There's a reason why everyone wants to go to Bali and everyone wants to visit Venice. I mean, look at this. It is absolutely beautiful. Okay. Try and get through here. Let me try and get out of it. And you can see, I really do feel as though it's human nature is to follow each other. Because you're on the main roads, really crowded. As soon as you turn, you can find alleyways like this. Now, this might be a dead end, but I've noticed in Venice that normally if you get to the end of a street, you think it's gonna stop, there's a chance that it turns off into another alleyway. Look at that, someone just came from that corner. Honestly, this looks like it could be a good restaurant. Much more secluded. They got Aperol Spritz. Huh. Support them. Sorry, Bar Cuso. And there we go. And it was a brief respite, and now back to a main street. you like shopping though, Venice is a good place for you. So many shops, all from minor trinkets and tourist stuff to high-end brands, the Chanel's and the Gucci's of the world. Here's a dog in a backpack. You got your cannolis and your gelato. Oh, so good. Look at all this delicious looking food. Cannolis of all flavors.
Okay.
Something's going on here.
Please.
I don't know what that is. Huh. It's a nice square. This place has happy hour, Aperol Spritz for €3.50. It's not bad. Let's go this way. Let's get some more. Hoping this video is kind of showing. You go to the big crowded parts, go off. You go to the more chill areas. Look at this. This is gorgeous. No one around right now. Let's go up here. Those balconies I was talking about, beautiful. Oh, this is nice. See the birds chirping. Just. All right, everyone, I've come down this little alleyway to end this video here in Venice. It truly is such a beautiful city, and I really hope you enjoyed this walk and talk around town. I will see you guys on the next video.